Hopefully you can hear me. You've got the mask on. So we're going to give you a little introduction about the lore while we're waiting for the games. But now, because personally, I'm new to Uprising. I only joined this year, and there's 3 years of extra lore that I don't know about, which I've tried to learn about, but there's a lot. So we're going to talk about it with you guys. So we have Karri, who will be the caster with us, and we have Juho, who is one of the co-founders of Robot Uprising, and will be able to share some information with us. So start with Juho. How did this all start? Where does the story come from? Where is it going?
Okay, so how did we start with the robot uprising stuff and with this story especially? It was a couple of years ago when we were first organizing this event on the robot uprising hackathon. We wanted to do something a bit different, and we were kind of bored with those more traditional business-driven challenges. So we came up with this idea that we wanted to do a massive obstacle course, and that's what the main robot uprising hackathon is about. It's solving a 15-meter long obstacle course. And besides the obstacle course, we wanted to do some like world building, and then we kind of grew into this cyberpunk themed world full of like hackers and robots and haywire AI going everywhere. And that's kind of where we got started. And
that was 2017.
Yeah, 2017 was the first robot uprising hackathon.
Okay, so how heavy then was the story in the actual event in 2017? Was it one of the carrying points?
Yeah, from the start the story has been really like a carrying point for the whole event. The competitors are briefed into the story. They play a part in the story. All the partners are also kind of written into the story, and they're like companies have different missions in the universe, and it's a very kind of like a bit sci-fi / cyberpunk world. It's set in the year 2042 originally, and now we are somewhere in 2043, I think.
Okay, wow. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of thought has to go into that to kind of incorporate it with the event. So in 2017, what kind of main characters did you have, or factions? Are any of those still around today to be seen in the future events?
Yeah, so originally where we got started was this kind of like not a battle, but kind of like what would be, I don't know. Well, there is this kind of evil mega corporation called Dvergar. It's the like world's largest robotics company, and they're working on this artificial general intelligence, so like AI, but whole next level that can learn everything and be like smarter than all the people. And then there is this hacker group called Uprising, who are kind of like seeing that the Vergar has this kind of like not strictly evil agenda, but Uprising sees that at least they're like ignoring all the like safety precautions for developing this kind of AI, and they can see that it can very much get out of hand very fast. So during the first years, it was like a battle with Uprising trying to stop Dvergar, and eventually things grew too big for Dvergar to handle, and then other factions hopped in and grew into this kind of a citywide battle between these AIs. And now this year and for the upcoming events, we are kind of like exploring the aftermath of that, which took place last year.
Okay, well, so if I was from 2017, Karri, you've been the newscaster, I believe, since 2017. How did last year go for you?
Last year I had many of the team members of Robot Uprising have had their own characters, including me. I was last year a newscaster for the main event, and actually we hosted the event as a news show. So I was actually news anchoring the event as if we were watching news. It's hard to explain, but it was because we, as Juho said, we want to create immersive events. Because I mean, like Juho pointed out, that like if it's just a hackathon, like there's been so many hackathons, especially for people studying something tech related. They have seen 10, 20, 30 hackathons. But what sets Robot Uprising apart is that there is a story element, and it has been always very important to us, and we absolutely love coming up with ideas how to immerse people into the world of Robot Uprising. For example, in last year's event, we had we simulated an explosion in the event space when lights went out, and people were actually confused what's going on. That was part of the story. And we did like spectacular videos about it, and there's you can check out Robot Uprising channels like Facebook, Instagram, for plenty of video content of those. And for this year, because in last year's event, my character was still working for the television. But obviously, when the electricity went out from the whole city, also I lost my job. So in this new world, I needed to find something new, and then I found Downfall, who are organizing Micro Invaders event. And their aim, so the aim of this year's event is to bring AI back to life, because kind of life crumbled down after we lost technology, and nothing works without technology, unfortunately, in our world. So there's two factions. Other one is saying that we should leave technology out. Other one is saying that we can bring it back in gradually and make it safe and democratic. So democratic AI. That's the idea. So that's what Downfall is organizing this event for, is to find teams that are capable of creating artificial intelligence that they can actually deploy in New World. But I have to say that I feel a bit curious because, as Juha mentioned, there's this evil corporation called Vergar. And I have a feeling that it's the kind of evil that never dies. So they might be coming back. What do you think, Juho?
Yeah, will Vergar be making a comeback?
It's possible.
It's possible. It's of course they are a worldwide mega corporation. So despite the kind of shutting down operations in Helsinki, they might be up to no good outside of Helsinki. So we will see.
Yeah, absolutely. So for any cyberpunk fans out there, look no further. We have a much better story right here. So just to give you as well a little bit of a picture from what I've heard. Previously, up until now, the world in Robot Uprising was this kind of three-tiered city system where you had people on the bottom floor who don't see the sunlight and are lacking in education, and they don't get any opportunity to rise up. And then you have this middle tier, which stops letting people in the bottom tier from taking part in any other facilities or communal activities. And then you also have the upper tier, which are kind of the people who are ruling society and pulling the strings. The people who are developing the AI or AGI, which we had incorporated, if you want to talk about that quickly, because the AGI were kind of the big part of last year's event, if I believe. If you just want to take that away, Karri?
Yeah, AGI is kind of like a god, because you can't control it. And Dvergar, Juho, correct me if I'm wrong, Dvergar had originally developed the first AGI, but in the first year's Robot Uprising event, the AGI kind of got loose. And then things got out of hand, and then we were at a point when actually they were going to destroy all of humanity, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It was actually like kind of like Uprising was very much trying to stop this development of the AGI, and they actually did like a cyber attack that led to the destruction of the facility where it was being developed. But then all these Dvergar's clients and partner companies who had invested in this AGI were like pissed off about this thing. So they went there and they kind of dug through the remains to recover anything they could. And fortunately for them and unfortunately for maybe everyone else, there still were some robots remaining with this AGI source code in them. So eventually it was possible to recover the original AGI, and then different companies got hold of that. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, you two. We're going to get on with the next game very soon. Karri, or the next game, the first game.
Yeah.
Karri is going to be introducing how the game works. He'll be the caster for all of the games, so
Yeah.
he'll be the one to keep you updated as to what's going on, who's winning, things like that. So, well, that's all for now. We'll be back in a minute. Thank you.